Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I am here with Soundwave in the 7.7 lobby, and we're both using a McLaren F1 in each of our case to do some swapping, which is what I'll be doing a lot this season because I'm trying to gather up funds for my coming live stream. Now, the point of swapping has been discussed in two of my videos already, and how to beginner's guide and how to do it. I figured it'll be worthwhile to do a session on video to kind of showcase actual swapping in action. Some things that were discussed before that bears mentioning again is, you know, the faster the lobbies you're in, the quicker the swaps happen, the more efficient it is. Again, the whole point of swapping like this with another player, you're helping each other out. Okay, I know people take some negative views on swapping because, oh, it's not racing, you're not really trying your best. Yes, that's true, but you're also, in a sense, being a help to other players because you both are trying to reach the same main goal, and that is quickly and efficiently gain RP, particularly during a wild card, which usually runs, in my case, earlier for about an hour with a 150 card. The McLaren F1 is an extremely good car for this because it makes 1498 RP without any wild card. With the 150 point boost I had earlier, I was capping over 3,000 per run on the wins. Even on a loss without any boost, it's 250 some points, and with the boost it's almost 500 something. So 500 something is what you make per win on a tier 1 car, almost fully maxed. So you can understand that, you know, this car is extremely good for swapping for that reason. The elite cars, the cars that you elite license that gets that 10% bonus, a tier 5 5-star car, purple star elite, will also make 1,400 plus points without any wildcard, and therefore with wildcard is almost equivalent to the F1. So, you know, when you pick those elite licensed cars in Tempest 1, 2, and 3, why we always say make sure you pick one you plan to use in live is this is why, because that 10% is really going to make a difference when you're swapping quickly like this. Now, let's talk about Soundwave and I doing the swaps. What I've already noticed so far is there are days where you find that one player whose device speed happens to be just right, where you guys don't have it so that it's taking forever to re-challenge, but at the same time doesn't have it where every time I re-challenge, watch me re-challenge him, he can accept my re-challenge right as I come out of the black screen. 20, he's already accepted it, but he's accepting it just slow enough every time that while it's very quick on my end for him to accept and not wasting time, he's not getting the good old disconnect because he clicked too quick. So our devices are not perfectly synced, but the speed of the two seems compatible enough that it is working out to be a pretty efficient round of swapping. Now, when he re-challenged me, I think on my end, it's a little bit slower for him because his countdown already started. So he's at 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. He's probably down to, if it started at 15, he'll be down to like 12 at this point on his end when I accept. So I'm accepting a little slower than he is accepting mine. But on his end, he might actually be waiting until like 13 to accept. And yet on my side, I'm barely coming out of the screen. But regardless, it's working out well. And that is a good thing. Now, someone did mention to me on Facebook when I posted up my guide part 2 that something I neglected to mention again was about some courtesy when you're adding gas, and that is do it quickly. Okay, add one tank and jump back out, re-challenge. Don't waste the poor guy's time because he's waiting for you and he knows that you are in fact adding gas. We all kind of mentally keep track. Every 10 races or so we expect you to add gas, but it shouldn't take half a minute that you could have been using to do the swapping. So add a tank, get in, get out. Try to keep the try to move things along when you're doing this. So this is a very good session in that sense. Now, natural motion, I'm on 2.18.2 update, and natural motion did fix the gas refill freeze, at least on my accounts. So that is some good news that I'm also trying to give you. At least I hope it is true across the board. I cannot guarantee that, but I do know my accounts that were freezing when I was adding gas is no longer doing that. And this opens me up again to actually being able to swap with people, because last season, every time I got to the point where I need to add gas, it would freeze. You would add the gas with gold and that's it. You gotta restart the game. This at least seemed to have solved it. So that's a positive. What it did not solve, for me at least, is crashing. I did crash again a few times. Fortunately, none during the swap session. So that is good as well. But again, it's not perfect. There are some issues still within the game. In the grand scheme of it, I don't feel that everything was fixed, but some of the real obnoxious issues, such as super slow loading and the gas refill, has been fixed. So the 2.18.2 has done something. Okay, we are, I guess we're a little jaded with natural motions updates, where we're always feeling like they're not really doing anything. But in this case, at least I have noticed some positive changes, and you know, where credit's due, credit's due. So now, talking about swapping efficiency, again, why do we do it? The reason why I'm doing it is because I am trying to both generate money and RP quickly for this season, because I need to actually save up or try to buffer up as much money as possible for my live stream, where I intend to be giving a lot away. So swapping is another way for people to make money. This question comes up almost every single time I talk to new players. They say, hey, how do I make money? Well, you can actually make pretty good money with a tier 5 car swapping with another tier 5 car, because every time you win, it's 12K. And if you're using a little gold to do a swap session and you do about 100 races, it adds up. You know, that's a lot of money that comes in. And if you're doing this every day to make points, not only are you, one, making great points for your milestone crew, but two, your money will go up. I mean, if you were, the season I was doing capping, I forgot how many millions I made, but it was millions of in-game cash coming in. But of course I spent it all. Nonetheless, you know, quick swapping does help you gain money as well as RP. So, and here's the thing, when you're swapping with another player, you're not going to usually get bets of 200K. So no, it's not going to be the way where you can, you know, get somebody for 200K. But on the other hand, it's consistent income that you don't need to waste a lot of time waiting in lobby trying to challenge one guy to get some money, right? In this case, you're going to get your 100 races in pretty quick. If you're staying for an hour and a half and you're swapping, you get your 100 wins pretty much guaranteed. So that's the kind of stuff that swapping does for you. Does this mean that you shouldn't tune your car to win? No. Does it mean that this is the only thing you should do in the game? No. Okay, I'm always for heads-up racing. I'm always for tuning the cars to win. I tune my cars to try to win. Even both these F1s, believe it or not, both of these F1s can easily destroy anybody who's not an F1 in the 7.7 lobby, because both cars can run 7.6s and not get kicked out easily. Only reason we're not running 7.6 is because we don't want to get kicked out of 7.7. So don't underestimate cars in these lobbies that are swapping, thinking that they're easy prey. If you're not the swapping type, not all cars swappings or swappers cars are not set up properly. We're just choosing to not beat each other up right now to kind of get mutual benefits. So it is, again, a player-to-player thing. It has nothing to do with the way the game should be played. It is simply a gentleman's agreement to help each other out to make quick RP, quick money, quick returns on runs, so you don't look for other players and waste time. You know, if you're the kind of guy that only has an hour and a half a day to play this game and you want to also make good RP and good money, hey, this is why people swap. Now, I'm getting to the point where I need to start thinking about ending my swap, because I've been at this for about 30-40 minutes, and I need to get to some other stuff. So that brings us back to the whole idea, you know, you're adding gas, you're kind of doing things. You should leave the guy a tip if you're the one that decides to leave first. I figured Soundwave's probably on his wild card, because, you know, it's not quite the end of the hour here, and he's been swapping with me the whole time without a break. So I think he's on a wild card, whereas I'm not. So I'm going to be the one having to cut this short. In this situation, I'm going to be the one that's going to want to raise some money and make sure that he gets a tip for the amount of time that he's put in. There are no rules. Now, I had a player who raced me twice and gave me a 200K, attempt to give me a 200K tip. He even came into my YouTube channel and told me, yes, you should tip, but 200K is not needed for 2 races, okay? The way you would do that is, you kind of, there's no rule of thumb here, unfortunately. But generally speaking, most players, 1 tank, give them 50K, 2 tanks, 3 tanks, 4 tanks or more, you're looking at about, you know, 100K, 150, 200K kind of bonus. And also, a tip is a tip, man. You give how much you think is right. If you're already near broke, don't tip the guy 200,000. They understand. But any tip is still a nice gesture to kind of warn people, I'm done. You know, I can't do any more. Thank you. And this way he'll know that, okay, it's not that you just all of a sudden had a problem, but that you actually wanted to stop. So when you tip, there's no quote specific number you must tip. Just play it according to how long you guys been swapping. Now, I've been swapping with him again. We're well over 4 tanks, I think, at this point. In that situation, of course, you know, I've earned way more than 200K just from the swapping. It is fair at that point to give a 200K tip, and it's not like I don't have the money, right? So little delay there. I think he was adding gas, but again, at this point, I'm gonna have to call it. So what I'm gonna do is, again, raise 200K, because we've been swapping quite a while. You can tell that he's considering it, whether he should accept it or not. You should accept it if it's a long, nice swap session. I actually get a little upset when the other guy refused to accept my tip, because I don't know how he felt about the raise. So most swappers understand, and you know. But again, if you only raise twice, no need to raise a tip, because to us, a lot of times when somebody all of a sudden raised 200K after 2 races, we're like, what are you trying to, you know, kind of pull me into this and swindle me? So don't do that. You don't need to raise that kind of tip that quickly. Okay, so that was the end of our swap session. Let's go back and to the garage, and I hope that this further helps enlighten you a little bit to the whole concept of what a swapping is, and hopefully it makes you more comfortable with the whole idea of doing it. Now, I do want to point out one last thing, I think, as well. I was watching my progress bar going up for my level, and also, you know, I gained a bunch of money. The thing about going up in level is when you level up, it can really screw up the re-challenge, because for a while it didn't pop up on my screen when I leveled the first time with another player, and we only were on our 3rd race, and he was supposed to re-challenge me, and I'm thinking, oh, this guy's not re-challenging me. Turns out I was about to level up and I was not able to. All right, okay, so I was gonna show you guys the points, but obviously if I did a whole session and only made 55,000, that'd be pretty sad. No, so here's the actual numbers. So between a wild card and the subsequent session, I did about 236,000 points today. It's not a cap, and I got a guy above me. He's always above me. I don't like it, but no, I'm kidding. I like it when my crew members can outrace me on points. It's because in the end, it only helps everybody. So anyway, he and I always in the past have gone at it a little bit, but recently he's been the top guy. Now that I'm having less issues, you know, watch out, I'm coming. All right, anyway, collecting my daily rewards that I was able to clear while I was in live. So hey, that is an actual swap session, a little further discussion of some things about swapping that was addressed in the swap videos, but some stuff is worth discussing while you're doing the swaps, just to kind of further give details. Let me know what you think. Feel free to ask questions or comment. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel and would like to get notifications when I put up new videos, subscribe so you can get those notifications. As always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.